Hi, it's May here, and I'm a confidence and health and wellness coach and proud to be a conscious mentor with the Love Yourself project. And today I wanted to talk about emotional detox, which is one of my favorite topics. We hear a lot about physical detox, which is good for cleansing the body because it's good to give the body a rest. We put our bodies under a lot of pressure, but we don't always hear so much, do we, about emotional detox. And this is important. So what do I mean by this emotional detox? It just means maybe limiting beliefs. So the beliefs that we can't do something or something has to be done because it's always been done that way. Or maybe emotions from past events, which we think because something's in the past that we've, it's forgotten about, but actually it's still stored energetically in our body. So where do these beliefs and emotions get stored? Well, the emotions can get stored anywhere in the body, in our, because we're all energy. There's energy in the body, so they can, get stored in our energetic body, but also in our subconscious mind. We store a lot of information about past events and the beliefs and conclusions we came to about life. So our subconscious mind is great for storing. If you imagine the hard drive on the computer, so things you're not using at the moment, they all get stored until it gets maybe overloaded or we even forget what's there. And why is this important to do the emotional detox? Well, we've probably most of us have heard about the law of attraction. So even if we're not consciously aware of something, so conscious is what you're aware of now, even if we're not consciously aware of something, even things stored in our subconscious mind, in that hard drive on the computer, they're still playing out in our lives and energetically attracting things. So even the old beliefs, I can't do something, I'm not good enough, I never achieve anything. If we're going around with that mindset we might not be aware of, then that's still attracting situations or people to play that back to us. And this is why energy works. And this is why we're often unaware. Why do the same patterns keep happening? Why do I keep attracting the same people, the same situations in life? Because we don't know what's in our subconscious mind. And sometimes, the overload of emotions as well, it can, manifest as any kind of inharmony in our lives, whether there's health issues, relationships, work things, money, it can play out in all sorts of areas in our life. So what do we need to do? So we're talking about doing an emotional detox. So what we need to do is to be aware of our inner dialogue, okay? So what that inner voice is saying. So for example, we're, trying to be positive about something and, we're trying to think positively about things, going, I can do it, I'm going to achieve this. But actually that little voice is going, yeah, but what about when you did this 10 years ago? Or what about when you tried that before and it didn't work? All right, so that's the part that's blocking things. And this is why positive affirmations don't always work. Because if you think about planting seeds into the soil, okay, so we want to see the plants growing, but if there's too many weeds there, which will be our limiting beliefs, it's going to stop things from happening. All right, so we have to be aware. So what I invite you to do maybe for the next 7 days is to be aware of your inner thinking. So when you're trying to achieve something or trying to achieve your goals, what's that little voice saying? Yeah, and then we can trace that back to, okay, where does that come from? Is it a school teacher from the past that told you weren't very good at art? Or it can be a parent that tells you that, you're not going to achieve something, you're not clever enough. And even though it can be something from a long time ago, but we're going to, our memory is going to keep hold of all of these things. So it's just bringing things, and that's all we have to do is be aware of them, be aware of these thoughts. And then we can go through a process to question and ask, is it true? Is it true I can't achieve this? Is it true that I'm not clever enough? And things. So I invite you just to get some pen and paper and write down what your inner dialogue comes up, things that come up, what your inner voice, because we need to be aware of our thoughts. That's the first step in this journey, is to be aware. And then when we're aware of the inner thoughts, then we can construct some positive affirmations. to attract what we want in our lives. So I would love for you to share, if you're going to do this exercise, I'd love to share how you get on. And this can be a process sometimes because we're not always quite sure about our inner thinking, and it's kind of like where things come from and how to change things around. So sometimes we think it's about, you know, thinking positively through life, but we don't always acknowledge those negative thoughts that we're having as well. So those are as important as being positive as well. So we need to acknowledge both sides. So don't try to be too positive about everything. We don't want to gloss over everything and, you know, not acknowledge maybe, you know, things you're feeling emotional about, some, you know, old stuff that's happened that you think, oh, well, it's in the past, so I've forgotten about that. But as I said, our memory, you know, the subconscious mind is very good at holding on to all of these things. So let's try to do an emotional detox to end the year, and then we can start next year off on a fresh note and, you know, manifest our dreams and achieve the goals we want.